Well, that's been a personal challenge for me over the last 8 or 10 years, because I've read the Bible probably at least 150 times from cover to cover. And I only began to realize that Jesus used the term church or ecclesia 3 times. And yet for most of my preaching, teaching ministry, 35 years of it, I only ever talked about the church, the ecclesia. I hardly ever spoke about the kingdom. Yet he spoke about the kingdom 83 times. And then I began to discover that Jesus didn't even invent the term ecclesia or church. And that was a big shock to me, because I went to Bible college and I paid for that course on ecclesiology. And I discovered that the term ecclesia started in Athens. And it was a governance body for the city. And you could be a part of the ecclesia if you had had 2 years national service, you proved yourself faithful to the city, and you were male. And so if you passed those 3 tests, then you could be a part of the ecclesia, which was like a large courtroom. So people who had a dispute would bring their dispute to the ecclesia, and the ecclesia would decide whether you were guilty or whether you were free. The Romans took that concept, ecclesia, and they took the concept because they realized you could military conquer, but that was not sustainable until you culturally conquered. And so, for example, when they went to France, they military conquered France, and they took all the influential people from France back to Rome, disciple them, if they were Russians, brainwash them, put the DNA of Rome inside of them, and they says, okay, when you come back to France, we want you to share the vision and the values of Rome on a daily basis. And of course, Rome, unlike other conquering nations, felt they were adding value to a nation. So unlike Genghis Khan, who robbed, pillaged, raped, destroyed, Rome actually felt they were going to add value. So when they got to France and they saw a lady walking 5 kilometers with a bucket to go and get some water, and then walking back 5 kilometers and spilling half the water, they said, oh, do you want the water to come to your house? She says, magic. No, not magic. Aqueduct. We get the water to come to you. So the Romans always felt that they were adding value to the culture. So when the people that had been discipled came back with other Roman citizens back into France, they would say, and with them, they would be led by the apostle, which was a military leader, not a religious leader. And they would, if I contemporize it, they would come with accountants and lawyers and waitresses and road sweepers and whatever. And they said, now, when you get to the new territory that's been conquered, share every day with your new work friends the vision and the values and the benefits of Rome. And so they would then start to deposit the culture of Rome into the French culture, or into the Greek culture, or into the British culture. So that was the idea. And so there was a common saying in the time that says, look, when you go to those areas, you're going to need help and sustenance and encouragement. So even if there's only 2 or 3 of you, gather together. And when you gather together, the emperor will be present, and the power of Rome will be there, and that will be your ecclesia. So Barclay's New Testament Words explains that for us. He's a fairly credible British commentator.
So Jesus had this model with him, ecclesia as a gathering of 2 or 3, representing the king, the kingdom, Roman Empire, promoting the value of the Roman society in the new area. So this was the model that he has with him during the time that he talked about the church.
Yeah, so what I found fascinating was this. I mean, he could have said, I will build my temple. He didn't say that. I will build my synagogue. He didn't say that. He took a secular institution and redeemed it for the purpose of the kingdom of God to invade the planet. And so it was many people believe that Jesus redemptively took the common phrase, where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst. That was a phrase that was commonly used by Roman citizens in Palestine at the time, and he redeemed that statement and says, okay, you know about ecclesia, they're everywhere, you can look around, they're everywhere, but now I'm going to build my ecclesia. And the purpose of Rome is to bring the Roman culture into Palestine, but my ecclesia is to bring kingdom or heaven's culture into earth to liberate people and to make them free.